Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly forecast for November 18th through the 24th. We're coming out of that full moon energy. Some of you may still be feeling it. We're going to see what's happening with the week ahead with this deck here, and then we're going to check out a spirit oracle message for you with this deck here. As always, if you're a card collector like I am, if you love the cards, if you love you some cards, I always have a link in the description about which cards I'm using for the weekly videos, so feel free to check that out. Let's see what's happening with Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Saggy-waggy, what's going on with the Sagittarius? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So very interesting here, my darlings. I'm going to tell you something. You guys got the first card same as Scorpio did. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have Scorpio in your chart, or if you are a Scorpio watching for like a Sagittarius moon or a Sagittarius rising or something. I think my Mercury's in Sagittarius. I'm a Scorpio. But you guys got the same card here, Scorps, for your Monday, Tuesday. This is a pretty positive card because often I find it comes up in a situation where someone's coming out of a cycle where they felt very limited in their choices, where they just kind of felt like, you know what? Like, there's not a whole lot of opportunities for me, or there aren't a whole lot of directions I can go in at this point. And then they come out of that limited thinking, and all of a sudden it's like, holy moly, there's all these options, there's all these things I can be doing. Or you have an idea, something comes in, maybe it's not a bunch of options, maybe it's one big idea that you're really passionate about, but there might be a lot of different ways that you could be going about it, and you're not sure what the best path to take there is. So generally, when I see Seven of Cups, it tells me somebody's overwhelmed in a good way, like where there's choices, there are options, and they're just not sure what to choose. Now, I am getting a little bit of a different message for you, Sagittarius, than I'm getting for Scorpio. This full moon we just had in Taurus is a pretty significant one because it's helping us bring in stability and permanence in our home, in our life, like permanent changes, and having just that feeling of like a forever feeling in our personal life. A lot of the people that watch my channel and a lot of the people that come to me for readings are people that like their life hasn't felt very permanent, like people don't stay very long, or things are always changing, or they're constantly going through like cycles where they're feeling like they have to start over again and again and again. And there's a whole reason for that, and hopefully I can make a video about it soon. But there's nothing wrong with you, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, the energies are shifting to where a lot of us who've had this experience are coming into more of a time of permanence. And so a big part of that, Sagittarius, for you guys, we're all going to find our blocks in different ways, like what's been blocking us, so that we don't have to keep starting over and so that we do have permanence. But Sagittarius, what Spirit is telling me, that Monday, Tuesday, a lot of you are going to have to heal something because growing up, you were made to feel like what you want is bad or what you want is weird, right? And maybe it wasn't like super young. Maybe it was like in your teenage years, or maybe it was when you were getting ready to go to college or figure out what you wanted to do with your life. And people were like, what? You want to do that for a living? That's stupid. Or like whatever it may have been. But you were just made to feel like you don't make good choices, and the things that you like or the things that you want are either wrong or stupid or frivolous, or they don't matter, or foolish or something. When we don't give ourselves permission to want something, or when we feel guilty about what we want, or when we feel like the things that we want are stupid, but I don't care, I'm going to like it anyway, that kind of bars us from being able to manifest. Right? So I feel, Sagittarius, that this card, the energy of this card for you guys, when it comes in, is going to be different than the way Scorpio is going to feel it, even though they got it the same day as you, and the same card as you. I feel like when you all feel it, you're going to have all these things like not flushing, but like flashing in front of you, or like rushing back at you, like things that you forgot that you wanted from when like you were very young. right? And you're going to really start thinking, well, oh my goodness, yeah, I did want that. And why haven't I done that? Or, hey, you know, like that makes me think of like something else I could do now. And so there's going to be all of these things that are kind of like happening to you, like this cosmic brainstorming. And it might feel overwhelming. So my advice always when Seven of Cups comes up is write down a list, okay, of what you want to do, of what your desires are, what your choices are, and then one by one imagine yourself living your life in that choice. See which one makes you the happiest, which one makes you feel good, which one makes you smile, which one makes you feel good. And then so go ahead and narrow down the list. Once you have a shorter list of which ones feel best to you, go ahead and research those things. How can I make it happen? How much time is it going to take? Is it going to cost me money? If so, how much? How would I have to come up with that? How is it going to affect my schedule? What steps do I have to take to make this a reality? And then from there, you can have a really good idea of which one is doable now. Like, okay, here's the one I can do in the short term. Let me start on this one first, right? Unless the one that you want most is going to take a long time and you're okay with that and you just want to work on that one thing as long as it takes, then by all means, feel free to do that as well. But at least it will give you some order where you're not feeling overwhelmed. You'll have a very clear direction on how to head that way. So, my darlings, your Wednesday, Thursday is Eight of Swords. It does not surprise me at all because that is how the negative ego works. Now that there's actually momentum coming into your life, now that there's actually options, now that there's actually a path to take, the negative ego comes up and says, oh, but you know what? You can't make that happen until you find the right investor, or you can't make that happen until you find the right partner, or you can't make that happen until you know who you're going to end up with. Or this is one question I get a lot as a reader, guys. Let me just answer it right now and save you all some time, and save you some money on readings. A lot of people will come for a reading and they'll be like, oh, I don't know if I should be a dentist or if I should be a lawyer. Which job is my soulmate gonna be at, right? Is my soulmate gonna be in the dental field, or is my soulmate gonna be an attorney? Or, oh, I think I want to move to Tennessee, but I'd also really like to go live in another country. So where's my soulmate? Is my soulmate in another country, or is my soulmate in Tennessee? It doesn't work that way. If you're trying to make your choices in your life based on where your soulmate might be, you're not going to meet your soulmate, okay? Your soulmate is going to naturally vibrate towards you as you're living your authentic life, doing your authentic thing, being authentic you, okay? So it's not about like I'm stuck until I meet the right person, or I'm stuck until this comes in, or I'm stuck until that comes in, or I can't do it by myself. Eight of Swords is saying that feeling of being trapped, it's really an illusion, that you really can get past it. You really can step over it. You're not as defenseless in the situation as you're thinking. You're just kind of putting yourself in this mental cage. And once you open your eyes and start taking the steps forward, you start to realize and see that this is doable. I got this. I can do this. I can handle this. So this makes me feel like some of you are not taking my advice about writing down the stuff. Do that. It helps. Okay? So midweek, don't be too hard on yourself if you catch yourself feeling discouraged or doubting yourself or feeling afraid to go about this new path and wanting somebody to come in and do it with you. It's okay. It's normal. We're humans. We all kind of feel that feeling from time to time. But just remind yourself, hey, you know what? This is the negative ego. And if I keep waiting for someone to come and unlock this door, this cage, I'm going to be here like forever, right? Like I have to come out of the cage and step out of it. Then I'm going to find the opportunities. Then I'm going to meet the right people. Then I'm going to fall in love, right? I got to walk out of the cage first because nobody knows you're in the cage. You got to get out there and be seen, okay? Your next card here is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 9 of Wands. So Sagittarius, this is really interesting because I'm getting a really specific message for you guys. And again, it's because the way the pictures are jumping out at me. In fact, do I even have this the right way? Here we are. Let's have this in color. I did not have it in the color way. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Okay. So here we are. Look at those beautiful autumn colors. The picture here made me think of something, Sagittarius. I feel like some of you have already taken a really big step forward towards something you're trying to do to improve your life, regardless of if it's a career change or some like artistic expression of something you're putting out there, or a relationship, and you've established a pretty good foundation of it. I feel that something is happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where someone is coming in, someone is rushing in, and all of a sudden, like, they need your help, or something is happening, they're having some kind of an emergency, and it's pulling you away from what you need to do. Or it's taking up space, time, energy. I feel for some of you, you're being asked to sacrifice, actually. Like, oh, well, you can't go do that because I need you to stay here and do this. Now, it's a complicated situation. Some of you, like, if it's a situation where you have to sacrifice something for the higher good of your children, then absolutely, you know, our kids have to come first. But if it's a situation where, and you know the difference, if it's a situation where you have something happening with toxic friends or toxic family, or just people who are very codependent and they're afraid of seeing you go in this different direction, they may try to pull you back. And it's the craziest thing, Sagittarius. The craziest thing just happened. My third eye has been opening a lot lately. I've been seeing more. I typically don't see. I hear. I'm clairaudient. But my third eye has been opening a lot. And I just saw a vision of a mosquito, like, fly past the wall near me, like a really big giant mosquito. It was like a vision. So I feel, Sagittarius, someone is coming to suck blood. Like, someone is leeching off you. And you have to stand firm. You have to have your defenses up without getting into drama, without getting into a fight, without, oh, you always do this, and you know, like, that's not fair to me. Like, don't get pulled into that. Stay firm, you know, calmly. Just be calm about it. You know, have your assertive, firm stance, and don't let them pull you into that drama, because I feel you're very close to a really big breakthrough, and at first your negative ego is trying to prevent it from happening by making you feel powerless. And as soon as you overcome that powerless feeling and you're like, you know what, I got this, I'm going to keep pushing through, then the negative influences in the universe come outside, from outside yourself. At first, it's the voice in your head. When you master the voice in your head, then obstacles will come from people around you, right? And so, again, you're going to have to take that stand and just peacefully, calmly continue to move forward. Don't let someone take away that which you've worked so hard for. Okay, for some of you, Sagittarius, I just got like this thing where you might be really up for a promotion at work, or something is happening where like, you're getting noticed, you're being seen, like, you're kind of coming up, or people are noticing you and you're getting really positive attention. I feel there's someone who's intentionally trying to get inside your head and, like, cut you down. Like they're gonna say really catty or mean things, or criticize you, or criticize your work, or say or do things to try to make you second guess yourself so that you lose your confidence and you start slipping, and then they can step in and they can get, you know, they can be in the spotlight. So don't let them succeed. Understand and know, if you have people who are giving you attitude at work, or they're being mean to you, or they're not including you in their stuff, or whatever it is, it's because they feel threatened by you, honey. And if they feel threatened by you, you must be doing something right. So you just focus on doing what you're doing right, and you focus on getting ahead. Whatever they're doing doesn't matter. If they're stopping to pay attention to you, it's because in some way they feel threatened by you, right? So you just stay focused and do what you need to do. Don't let them pull you into their stupid mess. Let's go ahead and see what's happening with your spirit message for the week. And guys, I do encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks it can bring a little extra information, and sometimes it might resonate more. Sometimes the energies come together and they give a very specific message for you, which, like, especially if you can't afford a private reading right now, or if you don't want to wait. A lot of people have been messaging me upset because I guess the readings were booked out a couple of weeks and they get upset and they complain. Guys, I'm sorry. It's not always like that, but sometimes it gets busy. At least you know people like my readings. Let that be a positive thing. It's not always like that. But like if you can't wait for a reading with me, or if you can't afford to do a reading, sometimes watching your moon sign and rising sign can really help bring in little more personal bits and pieces, because these are general. Keep in mind, these are general readings. So your card here, my darlings, is transformation. So you're going through a transformation. Please understand and know this, Sagittarius. Transformation is not going to be an overnight process. It's not a one and done kind of thing. It's not going to be like a couple of days or like, you know, in a week or something. So you can expect for this to go in through a season. Now it's so funny. It's really funny. Again, there was a similar kind of tree. There's a lot of similarities with the energy between you and Scorpio, Sagittarius. It's really funny. It's really funny here. I would not be surprised if a lot of you are going to be dealing with a Scorpio or doing some kind of agreement or partnership or relationship with a Scorpio, because there's a lot paralleling here. Even though only one of your cards was the same, there's a lot of parallels between your readings and between your energies. So I'd be very interested in that. Or maybe you're like me, you know, maybe you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. I'm a Scorpio, but I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. I have a few planets in Sagittarius, but I'm not a moon or rising. I don't have it in my moon or rising, but I have a few other planets that are in Sagittarius. So maybe you've got Scorpio heavy in your chart. You're going to be feeling that energy very, very, very strongly. Or some of you are going to be dealing with a Scorpio that's coming in that's going to be significant for you. But transformation that's coming in, I feel something really significant is happening for you around Christmas, okay? And the reason why, and that's why I was laughing, because something popped up in Scorpio's reading that looked like Easter. But as I'm looking at your tree, it looks like Christmas. So I feel something very significant is happening for you around Christmas. For some of you, this is your last Christmas living where you're living. You've been wanting to get away for so bad, but you keep getting pulled in, or you keep getting sucked back in. Some of you are feeling bad about leaving certain people behind, or some of you maybe have been like financially responsible. You're like, well, I can't just up and leave because I'm like holding everything down here. And when I say financially responsible, guys, I don't mean like if you have kids or something, walking out on your kids. That is not what I'm saying. Please do not walk out on your kids. Please don't do that. You know, like if a relationship's not working and you need to leave, you need to move out, that's fine. But don't abandon your children financially. I mean more so if you're in a situation where, like, say, you have like siblings or cousins or family members or something, or like a roommate that's like getting away with a lot and not contributing in some way, where you've just kind of assumed that financial responsibility. I feel something is happening between now and Christmas, which really isn't that far away. It's only a couple of months. Well, less than a couple of months. What am I saying? It's like about a month away. You're going to have some door open up where you're going to find a way where you can find a happy solution, like where you don't feel like you're abandoning them. There's either some assistance that they can apply for, or some program that they might qualify for, or something might be changing where in some way you're leaving, but you're still able to contribute and help them in some way, or someone else can step up and take the other part of it. But I feel like for some of you that you've been trying really hard to get out of a certain living situation. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like scratching by the mic. I hope it didn't pick up weird noises. My little obsidian arrowhead, the energies have been really, see my little obsidian arrowhead around my neck? Energies have been crazy. So I have my obsidian on today and it's like pokey. So some of you are going to have, a lot of changes happening where you're finally able to close a certain chapter of your life. So if you've been hung up on somebody, you haven't been able to get over them, even though you know you need to, then that's going to close. That's going to change. Some of you might be getting closure so you can move on. Some of you are moving on without even, bothering to get closure. You're just finally able to release it or let go. But yeah, I feel this transformation for you guys. It's almost like this transformation is happening as 2019 is ending, and then you're going to go into 2020 like just running, just like right out the gate, like just fresh start, whole new circumstance, just right out the gate. I can't wait to do the 2020 predictions for Sagittarius. I'm interested to see how your 2020 is going to go. I'm taking some time off the week of Thanksgiving so that I can do the 2020 prediction videos for all the zodiac signs, because they're going to take me some time. But I'm curious to see what's coming up for you guys in 2020. I think it's going to be a promising year, because I just feel like you're coming out of this year taking nothing with you. You're not going in with baggage. I think the baggage ends here, and you're coming out of it reborn, like fresh, new, reborn. Again, my dears, watch your moon, sun, and rising sign. You might need a private reading. I'm more than happy to do that if you want to click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me there. And again, guys, if you haven't already watched the November love readings, please watch it. Even if you're happily single, or even if you're happily in a relationship and love is the last of your worries, the energies in November are so intense that Spirit guided me to channel for the November love readings. I channeled. So even though it's my voice, it's not me, it's Spirit. And so there's going to be things in there that can be helpful for you even outside of love. I also did a channeled full moon video for Taurus, because a lot of people asked for it. So that's on the channel as well if you want to check it out. And I'm going to start doing once a month channeled videos for you guys. I will still do the weekly. You guys will still get the weekly tarot. But instead of CROSSWATCHERS, once a month, I will do a channeled message. I just don't know if I'm going to do a channeled message for the collective, or if I'm going to do channeled by zodiac sign. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. But if I do it by zodiac sign, then maybe that's good for the CROSSWATCHERS, because then they can go and they can watch the zodiac sign for whoever they're curious about. I don't know yet. You guys can let me know how you want me to do that, or if you have suggestions, or, I'll try to keep those into consideration as well. But I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you a fabulous week, Sagittarius.